It is so hot in here. Oh my god. Hope the audio is okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the feedback sessions in technically a sauna. So I might just get naked, do the show like that, sweat a little bit. But yeah, if for anyone that's just tuned in, this is not a live feedback session with Hugh Hardie. I left the same title running from last week, and you can't edit it once it's live. I don't think you can. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Yes, you can. Here we go. But, you know, for the YouTube watchers and Facebook watchers, you will be seeing a title that says with Hugh Hardie. And Hugh Hardie is not here, I'm afraid. He was here last week, so check it out on the replay. That was a really good session. I'm just going to adjust my mic a little bit. Bear with. Oh, please hold. Oh, it's so hot. Right. Right, yes, what's good? What's happening? What I want to do, if you don't mind, for those of you that don't know about the Headspace project, it's a project that was started by Pixis, and all proceeds from these albums that she's putting out go to mental health charities. It's a really good cause, and she's got a new one coming up, Volume 2, some awesome artists on it. And what I want to do is share her little promo video before we kick off the session tonight. It's only, I don't know how long it is, I think it's a minute long or something, but I'm just going to spin that now. I'm going to whack my headphones on so I can have a listen as well. The Sonys. Hopefully this works. Can I just check you were getting sound? Could you hear that? No, you couldn't hear that. Okay. What I'm going to do is hold with me 1 second. technically, you know, if I was charging ad minutes, Marissa, you owe me about £600 for running that advert. But yeah, for those that don't know, that is Headspace Volume 2. That is a charity project by Pixis, which is out tomorrow, I think, Friday, yes. Really good cause. All proceeds go to mental health charities. So if you can support it, please do. Lots of awesome music on there, as you can see, and some very cool artists featuring. So let's get into it. Welcome everyone. If you are new, this is a feedback session. People send their tracks into my Discord channel, and I pick one from random. We have a little listen all together, see what we think, and yeah, everyone chimes in on the chat room, and that's how it works. So what have we got today? Let's have a little look. Straight into the deep end. We have we have a dead link off the bat as well. I love that. Okay, let's delete that one. Sorry, mate, whoever that was. Oh, it's Maggie. Let me try it again then, because it's you. No, your link doesn't work. You keep saying your link works. It clearly doesn't. Oh, all right, hold on. Because it's you, hold on. We'll just hold everyone up for a second. Mind your own business. Right. Okay, I think I've got it. This one. Hey! Yeah, this better be absolutely wicked now. The pressure is on. This better just, you know, you better start the night off well.
lights and the music and the crowds.
Nice one, Maggie. Thank you for kicking off the show with that. Very nice track there. I've got to turn the fan off whilst I'm speaking, otherwise it's too loud for everyone. Nice track, man. What I would say, for me, there's a good vibe there. There is a good vibe there. It sounded a bit distorted, and I thought maybe it was the stream, but actually looking at the level, it wasn't clipping on any of the things here, so I don't think it was the stream. I think it's the drums that sound a little bit distorted, which is a nice effect to go for, actually. If you're intentionally going for it, it can work, but that sounded more like it was clipping a little bit, so I'm not just sure if you've just limited them too heavy. The snare was a little bit rough, but I kind of like it. It sounded a little bit distorted, but again, I kind of liked it. The piano I thought was a bit repetitive, the main lead piano. I felt like that could drop out, or you could maybe move around with it a little bit. It felt quite continuous to me. But really, I like those little samples, the little vocal samples. What else did I write down yet? Yeah, those little film samples or whatever they are, I thought they were really cool, added a nice vibe to it. But yeah, I think for me, maybe drop out that piano, maybe try something else in its place, or just not have it at all for a bit. A little bit more work on the drums, man, but really good start to the show. Thank you very much. Let's have a little look. We haven't got a guest this week, so I've got to do it all myself. Hopefully next week I'll have another guest. Please do make some suggestions. Obviously suggestions that I'm able to fulfill. Don't be saying like, you know, people that I definitely won't be able to get. But let's have a little look at some of the comments. Shout out to Billy for saying I can borrow his air conditioning unit. Legend. Bring it down. Drive it down. Cheers, mate. What we got? Okay. Lush. Already feel you're going to rip my snare. This sounds sick. From Hello. Oris. I think the snare could do with a little sharper transient. Echo Max says, love the break change up. TZ says, not sure on the kick and clap layer together. Again, so drums. Siren, good ideas like the vibe. The snare needs some reinforcing. So, you know, we get consistent feedback. So that does tell you something when it's similar. Rate this a lot, perspective. It's very hot. It's very hot. Siren again, I think the kick is weighty, but the drums need realigning. The drums need just realigning to the kick. Okay. Lining up the transients or something. Yeah. Okay, Digital Native. Love the vibe. Piano is lovely. Would like to maybe see it move up in the register a little away from the same area. So all things, everyone is saying the same stuff. Good. Great start. Thank you very much. Right, let's move on. Your Serato link sample is broken. My Serato link sample? Well, what Serato link? Oh, in the description. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, I'll fix that. What's happening? How to get feedback. Send your tracks in on the Discord channel. And there is a channel called Livestream. All right. I'm just trying to read through. My eyesight's terrible. Okay. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. What's next? I don't even look. No. Another broken link. Maybe it's where I copy and paste them, or maybe you lot are sending me dodgy links. What was that? That was departure. Let's copy that. That was Oris. Oh. Hold up. Un moment. Please hold. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. Please hold. Yes or S.
That's all I got. That's all the intro I got. Clearing your mind. You know? You can't really do it twice.
I wasn't even listening. Was that any good? I'm joking. Very, very nice, Oris, indeed. That was really good. That was really nice. A little bit jazzy, which I like, as you know. For me, there was a couple of things. I did write these down, as usual. This might just be me, but I felt like the bass, there's a nice bass going on. I felt like the bass was slightly out of tune, and I don't know if that's just my terrible ears, but it sounded slightly out of key in places, and I think that is the bend that you've got on it to make it wobble. Maybe a little bit too extreme, especially on the first note. But I don't know. That could just be my hearing. That could just be me. The intro voice that says "That's all I got" just before the drop, I think is awesome, outstanding. There's such a clever little way to finish an intro. I thought that was a wicked touch. Few more, like we were talking about in the chat about layers to add depth to a track. Little touches, little samples here and there, lefts and the rights, like just to add width. Some little one hits, like just to give the track a bit more depth, I think could be a little look in. I'd like to see a few more drum edits for that kind of bass line. I think you can be a little bit more rowdy with the drums in places, like could do some nice little chops every now and then. And the last thing, possible second instrument, top liney type thing in the second half of the track, maybe like a little saxophone or a trumpet. Maybe, again, subjective, personal taste. But, all that aside, I thought it's really, 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 really good. Love it. And I've heard the other tunes that it goes with, and they're also awesome. So, very, very good stuff. That wasn't Winslow, was it? Was that one Winslow? Okay. Yeah, that was it. Really good though, man. Thanks for sending that in. 2 tunes down, both awesome. As usual, the standard is very high. Like last week was ridiculous. Some of the artists we had, I thought, was an absolute wicked show. Right. I'm just loading up the list. Ooh. No, that's not fair. That wasn't roulette. I was looking at names then. I'm just going to click a random one. Okay. Orichalcum. I don't know what that word means. I'm just going to Google that. A valuable yellow metal known to the ancient Greeks and Romans. Okay, I need the little pronounce button. Fair play, nice. Alpha Rhythm. don't think Alpha Rhythm's watching today, and I swear that dude's been online every week. I'm sure I've seen his username every week, and the one time he's not here, his tune gets played. I well enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, there was a couple of things that need fixing, but actually as a track, I thought that was really good. And I loved the build. I loved the layering of sounds and as it was building throughout. So yeah, I thought it was really good, really good. What I would say though is the bass. So I think anyone watching that who hasn't got speakers that deliver bass will think that there wasn't a lot happening in the bottom end, but actually there was a big sub there, but it was very low. It just needed turning up, and to me, it needed to be able to just kind of hear it on speakers that aren't crap. You need to do the old harmonic distortion on the bass, so you could duplicate the sub and like band pass it. This is getting technical. I never usually give technical feedback. You could duplicate the sub. You could band pass it at like 150, 200 hertz, and you could just literally just add a bit of distortion and then just bring it back into the mix with your sub. And there's more to it than that. There's a plugin called R-Bass by Waves that does it for you, which is a similar principle, but you can just do it yourself. But what that will do is make it sound subby on shit speakers, so it gives the illusion of sub, of weight, when it's not really there. But say someone's listening to it on an iPad or speakers that haven't got a big driver, it'll feel like, or sound like there's sub coming from it when there isn't. So that's a good little technique to get your sub sounding good on crap speakers. Definitely needs a bit of that, which will also, by doing that, will work as that kind of mid layer that it kind of needs in the bass. So you could alternatively put a little filtered Reese there, or something like that. That effectively is the same principle. Just a bit of layer in there on the bass, and that will help with the drop as well. Both drops let me down a little bit. The build-ups to when the bass comes in were a little bit lackluster. I think with some sound effects you could fix that. What else did I write down? Vocal samples really nice, lovely layering. That arp that builds as well, I think, is wicked. The build up to the second drop was lacking a bit. I think it needed some more sound effects to heighten the sense of the drop that was coming. Also, the filter on the drums was a bit naff. That's an old word. The filter on the drums wasn't quite right. It just felt a bit dry, like. But other than that, the actual tune, man, what a great track. Really enjoyed that. Really like it. Wicked tune. Please finish that and please send it over to the Fat. We get first dibs, as everyone knows. If you submit your track, it automatically gets into our pool. And whether you like it or not, we will sign it if we like it. So let's move on to the next tune. Apart from Siren, yeah, Captain Ram. We have got someone signed to Ram listening to all this feedback, so take that with a pinch of salt. Whee, only joking. It's a good label, man. It's a good label. Right, let's move on. That was good. I really enjoyed that. Well, this looks interesting. I like this. Dr. Apollo. Glowing in the Dark featuring Berserker. Let's go with that. like is the variety that we get sent in. I say that it always happens to be quite liquidy, but I do like the variety that we get. That's really cool. As for this track, let's see how many people I can offend in one comment. Are you American? No, I'm only joking. I think it's cool. I can hear where you're going. We're trying to go with this track. I feel like there's definitely no bass, like actual sub or weight. It's hardly there at all. So that I know I'd have upset a few people with the US. I was only joking about the American thing. I was only joking. But I do want to know if you are American. But I was only joking. Yeah. So needs a lot more bass. A lot more bass. There's hardly any bass at all. So definitely look at that. It's quite toppy, I thought, and I mean that in like some of the plinky sounds. They are quite cool, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of top going on. I think you could afford. How do I say this? It's tipping over that line into, for my personal taste, a little bit cheesy. And I feel like if you got the mix right and you tweaked it a bit, you could tip it back to be a bit of a smasher. Like it's almost like it reminds me a little bit of Camo and Crooked in ways, you know, those choppy sounds that they go for. But if you listen to how they do it, there's a lot of bass, a lot of filtering. So I think you need to look at that. It's also really dry. I wrote it needs maybe more delays or reverb, but you might be going for a super dry sound. But I think it could benefit from being a little bit more verby. Filter some of those top sounds. Get that sub licking. And actually, you could get a nice groove going here. The vocal's cool, I think. Could do with a bit more verb on it, but that's all cool. For the type of tune you're going for, I think it's really good. So thank you very much for sending it in. You have got the bones of a good track there. I just think it needs a little bit of tweakage. It's really loud as well. Maybe you limited it for this export for people to listen to or something, or compressed it heavily. So I assume that's because of that. Let's have a little look. Didn't take me long to say filtering. I waited till the third. Is this the third or fourth tune before I said the word filter? So I think I did quite well. Right. Let's have a look at what the chat room lot are saying. I need to know when the tune starts. I can never tell. It's terrible. Okay, here we go. Low end isn't really there. That's from Siren. Mr. Porter, more low end needed. Yeah, so it's not just my speakers. Dirty Beatnik, sadly not much bass. Athena, you had a great track last week, Athena. Nice one. The lead is quite harsh for my ears. Some nice elements going on. Digital Native, need some EQ reverb on the main stabs. Yeah, so let's be honest, it's the same stuff. Some reverb to soften it up. Yeah. Marimbas are sweet, I agree, they are sweet. The mallets they're cool. Winslow says, big up Winslow, says, think it depends. Reverb is the convention, but if you want a dry sound, it definitely works. Yeah, you are absolutely right. TZ, melodies and vocal work are spot on, to be fair, just need some processing work. Yeah, so some really good tips here. Copy these out, put them in a notepad. Hello, Mike Kiss, do you have any Gidu? Gouda. What's Gidu? What is that? Geadu? I don't know what that is. I feel like that's a cheese. Or is that an artist? What else we got? Troy on YouTube says, just pop it in, this sounds sick. From a structural standpoint, this is good, but it needs a little bit more work. Maybe with some reverb or filters, yeah. Agree. I was only joking about the American thing. This actually sounds like a really Dutch track, Oris. Right. Let's skip past all the American banter. That person said Gudu 3 times. I'm assuming that's an artist that they want to hear. I'm from Midwest America. Very few DMB fans here. Lots of glitch and psych people. Noise. Yeah, okay. Siren, the Captain Ram, has the final say. Some great foundations and a solid idea. Few tweaks and it's a banger. I agree. Okay. Let's move on. Thank you for sending that in, Dr. Apollo. I know it's not. It's very brave for anyone to send their tracks in to be open to public criticism, especially in a forum-style event, and especially with me taking a piss. So I appreciate you sending it in, because I know it's not easy. I don't like to play my own stuff on here. I've only done it once, so it's not an easy thing to do. And fair play to you. Hopefully you've got some feedback there that's useful. Right. Let's move on. It's so hot. Right. Integra. Bootloader. Car boot.
It feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI. Effectively, we are building it. And then we're building progressively greater intelligence. And the percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing. And eventually, we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence. I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. strangely by the human limbic system. It is, in large part, our id writ large. We mention all those things, the sort of primal drives. There's all things that we like and hate.
Who's done a cheeky 1 minute fade here as well. Loving that. Old school. I like the fade out. Not enough people do the fade out. It's like album flavours, isn't it? Fade out tunes. Where are my notes? Okay. Yeah. That was good. That was called Bootloader by Integer. Good, nice track. Again, nice to hear something a little bit different on the channel. The bass sounds, there's lots of good notes here actually, not a lot of negatives. None of it's negative, but not a lot of cons. Bass sounds good. I love those little bass distorted sounds you use, particularly that high Reese type sounding thing. Really like that. Pads that come in here and there, really nice pads. It has a melancholy vibe, which I love. The wood block is sick. I think that's really good. You almost want to isolate that a bit more. Really like that. Vocal samples, cool. This is like the third tune we've had these little kind of film type vocal samples in, which is interesting. I like those though. The only negatives, if you like, that I had were the drums. Super light. Had no beans about them. So I definitely think you need to go back and sort out, especially the kick. Percussion's cool, especially the kick and the snare. They were lacking. Definitely need more beans, more weight. That is actually all I wrote down. But as a track, I thought it was really good. Fade out at the end's interesting. Keep that. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a little look at some commentage. What about this one? Caps lock. Ricardo Braga says. What about this one? It's a YouTube link. That's not how it works, mate. You've got to send it into Discord. You can't just be throwing YouTube in the comments, son. Get on Discord, drop your tune into the live stream channel, and we'll have a little play. Right, let's see where the start of the track is, if I can find it. I saw someone say needs more boots and cats, and that reminded me. I want everyone that's listening, all of you, and there's quite a lot of you today, which is good, all of you to try this at home, right? You've got to say this sentence, and you've got to say it quite quickly, and it will make you become a beatbox champion. So all you've got to do is you've got to say boots and cats and a chicken tikka. Just say it quickly. Try it now. See what I mean? Keep repeating it. Right. Let's have a little look. Siran. Definitely some great foundations and solid idea. Oh no, wait, hold up. That's the last tune. Hold up. Couple of Midwest Americans in here. Winslow being one of them. Go on. You should see how brutal Unglued's live streams are. You're super kind. Thank you very much. I haven't watched it. I'd need to watch some of them. Send me a link. Is this going to be a regular thing? Yes, it has been. This is the 7th, I think. Last week we had Hugh Hardie as the guest, and he was in via Zoom. He was giving some really good feedback, much better than I do. He actually thought about it and cared. Next one. Percussion sounds mad. That's from Magi Music. Interesting. Okay, intro was sick. Like the drop. Basses are nuts. I agree. The basses were wicked. Bass is crazy. That's from Magi Music. Oris says, I feel like the drums can be much dirtier for this kind of tune and punch through more. I agree. Definitely the drums need work. Digital native, unsettling vibe. Yep. Dirty Beatnik, this is a good comment. Bass is tidy, but maybe a little stereo. Okay. So maybe that's too wide in places. Everything feels a little cleaner than it should be. Is there too much reverb chorus on the basses? Okay, so a few people are saying that. I didn't pick up on that too much. Maybe in headphones it's more obvious. Okay, great bass sounds from Shiva, who is my brother. Great bass sounds, drums need work, kick drum and snare drum are lacking weight. Yeah, exactly. Basically, that's how you sum it up. I agree. Ben Rolo says the same. Yeah. Again, like I always say, the consistent feedback, the consensus is very similar, and that usually does tell you something. Right. Oh, Ricardo, it's your tune. Safe. In that case, you can drop YouTube links in here if they're my tracks. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Much love from Portugal. Much love from England to you. Thank you for watching. I hope you're fine as well. Nice one. Big up. Okay. I need to be more like unglued in my stream, innit? Just savage. Right. No, that was really good, though. Thanks for sending that in. Really enjoyed that. A little bit of work on the drums, man, and that's good. But I love that woodblock. Absolutely love that woodblock. Wait, what did I see about? Someone said something about the woodblock. I saw it. Oris, the woodblock is the melody from Ivy Lab, Sunday Crunk, and its famous Memphis remix. Okay, I'll have to check that. See what you mean by that. Are you saying it's a rip or? Oh shit! Mr. Boy Wonder. Perspective. Charlie with the goods, as usual. Nice. It's good, man. It's good. It's good. As I've come to expect from you, you have clearly got some skills. I like it. How I think I'll be honest. I think it drags a little bit. Like it's sonically it's good. It's a good track, but I think it needs something else to kind of. I know it's fresh, so you know I give you that. You literally started it today, but it feels like it drags a little bit, man. And it's not like steppery enough to drag like that as a club tune. So it's like I think it needs maybe a vocal or like another synth instrument, string, maybe a cello, something, man. Just to keep the listener interest for me. It just felt a little bit loopy, and you probably will say it is loopy because I started it today and I've just looped it out. But yeah, I'm sure you know that. So bass maybe a bit stereo I wrote here, and a bit quiet. There's quite a lot of width in the bass. I know people argue about whether or not you can have stereo basses. Obviously you can above a certain frequency, but the very bottom end we know should probably still keep it mono for the sake of radio and nightclubs. Most nightclubs, you know, not all nightclubs will have stereo systems. In fact, very rarely. So probably best to keep kick drums and anything less than 100 hertz, say. I don't know. I ain't an expert in mono. What else have I got? Yeah, maybe a reverse vocal sample type thing I put here, or like a vocal with loads of effect on it. Just something to break it up. I've put here some breaks in the 16s, and I think what I meant was at the end of 16s maybe, like you could throw in a break and then come back to the liquidy drums. I think could be quite a nice touch. Subjective, that is definitely. Kick drum is a tiny bit boxy, I wrote. That's a little bit of EQing, nothing major. Good vibes though, good idea. I like that. Let's have a little look. Yeah, going back to, because I've just seen here, Siren has said, yeah, agree on the bass, sounds a bit too wide. And obviously, higher up the harmonic you go, you can be wide, but the subby bit, quite a bit at the bottom end felt a bit wide to me. Which sounds good, you know, in headphones and that, but if you get played out on mono or on the radio, you'll have issues. Okay. You know they're going to be good comments. Let's scroll up. Oh, and look at that. Oris has very kindly told me where it starts. So that was ethereal. Sorry, I didn't even introduce that. It was perspective, ethereal, whip, work in progress. Literally 6 hours of work. Should be an easy one to pick holes in. There you go. That's very good for 6 hours work. Sick guitar. TZ says, love the offbeat. That's huge. Athena, I've been watching some of your YouTube vids. Yes, Charlie Perspective has a YouTube channel. You should all go check that out for some of his tips. Just don't take any advice on snare drums. Digital Native. I like the fuzz on the top of that bass. The fuzz on the sub was super nice. It was. Bass sounds lovely. For me, would love some vocals on this, but that's what I always say. That's from TZ. Doesn't always have to be vocals though. I know I did say vocals. Oh, that's my. Hold on, there's a dog next door barking. No, it's gone. You could use a violin or a cello or a sax or a trumpet or another piano, or a harp. Bring back the harp. What else we got? Good stuff right here. Love that reverse pad sound. Siren kick is a bit boxy sounding. Maybe a nice top end transient will help cut it. The clap is a tiny bit loud for my liking. Nice. Sounds sweet. Yeah, see, all good feedback, as you can imagine. Yeah, you're right about SoundCloud. It definitely compresses audio, but I think it's a good way to do this because people can then see the track and how long it's got left to go. It's a good visual thing to have the SoundCloud bar there, and then people can follow people if they like it. Make sure to follow everyone, each other. Everyone follow everyone on SoundCloud. We need all the help we can get. Some really good feedback here. How can I send a link for feedback? Again, on Discord. There is a channel on the Mitekiss Discord server. There is a live stream channel where everyone drops tracks. And I am very happy to say I have a stupidly long list and it's getting longer and longer. So I do apologise for people that are waiting to hear their tunes because maybe I'll stop submissions or something. We need to get through these. There's loads from like 4 weeks ago still. Which I'm very thankful about. Okay. Oh shit, I never followed Siren, sorry. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. I don't follow RAM artists. Siren DNB. Let's see what comes up. You don't even come up, mate. Hey! You witnessed it. Okay. Let's move on. Thank you for sending that in. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Definitely finished that. Okay. Let's random from a few weeks back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is arcade. This is panorama. Very interesting. I like that. I enjoyed that. That was Panorama by Arcade. What was I thinking? Bass. Not enough of it. Needs to come up. Needs to be. Needs some more weight. It did here anyway. I'm still getting used to these speakers, bearing in mind, but I did feel like it needed a bit more weight. That main pad in the breakdown, I'm gonna say it. I think it could have done with a filter before it dropped. That would have been really nice. And those kind of sounds filter really well. Kick drum's a bit soft, a bit flabby. Is that the right word? Bit fat, bit flabby. Needs a little bit of tightening up. Snare, touch of reverb on that kind of rim shot / snare. And the arpeggiator throughout is a little bit repetitive, I wrote down. But I like that kind of horn pad, whatever that sound is. I actually quite like that. And you can do a lot with them. They sound so good when you filter them, in and out of filters. So maybe have a little play there. Good tune though, like it. Let's see what. Let's see. Oh wait, what? We all drink it when I play filter. Jesus Christ, that's gonna go badly for you. You're gonna be very drunk. I absolutely love a filter. There's not one tune I've got which does not have a filtered sound on it. Okay. Oh look, before I read this feedback, look what I have here. I don't know how I'm going to give this away, but I have a giveaway. I'm a proper Twitch streamer now. I have a fucking giveaway for someone out there. Right, wait, can you see that? Look at that. I don't need bloody headphones, it's too hot. Right. It's fresh. Look at the label. Oof. Right, so this is... There's only 2 of these. I have one. I'm going to hold it up. It is a drawstring hoodie. Can you see that? Am I even holding that? With the Goldfat logo pattern. It's a large, so if you do want to win it, you've got to, it is a large. That's a vibe, man. That's a vibe. And also, a little touch on the back. Can you see that? Little Goldfat on the back there. Another look. Little drawstrings are really nice. It's premium. But yeah, it's now unwrapped, and it's got my sweat on it as well. So that's added a few dollars. But I will put that back later. Yeah, so I've absolutely, it's a G-string hoodie, yeah. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to give that away. Maybe to the Patreon crew, I don't know. Some sort of competition, right? Don't want to do a Goldfat competition, they're so cheesy, like share this to enter the competition. I can't be bothered with that. I want to do like actually something to win it. So you've got to make a 4-second loop or 5-second loop. We need to, oh yeah, the no kick challenge. I forgot about that. That's it. Yes. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, who's not on the Discord, we're doing a challenge at the moment. There's a whole channel dedicated to it, and it's a no kick drum challenge. So you have to make a track. It doesn't have to be a 5-minute track. Like 2 minutes, I would say, is fine. But there's lots of us on it already. You have to do 2 minutes of a tune, and it cannot have a kick drum in it. And you can't use a tom in place. I'm actually going to get the rules here. I've got them. Got the rules. This is serious. And there's a few of us doing it, so it should be good. I'm just scrolling to the rules. Right. No kick drums. No snappy 808s. No tom drums. No beatbox kicks. Deadline is August the 18th, which happens to be my birthday. Winner will get a prize of some sort, it says. So there you go. It's like I predicted it already. So come and join the channel. And I know actually the forum is private. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a... can I do this in here? I am going to put a link in the chat, and it will last 24 hours. So you have 24 hours to join the channel, and then once you're in the channel, you can submit the track anytime before August the 18th. I will announce the winner on my birthday, and then whoever wins it, I will pay for the posting and I will send this jumper out to you, and you'll be one of only 2 people to have it. There you go. You should have the link. So, yeah, that's a really good one. Thanks for that, Siren. Good shout, good shout. I'm doing it. I'm entering it. Siren, the Ram Man's entering it. We've got some good people entering this. Okay, I'm going to do one more tune and call it a day because it is so hot. I need to go stand outside for an hour and cool down. You can probably see the sweat on my face. Maybe eventually we'll bring out that hoodie, but right now it's too hot to think about hoodies. Okay, one more. Let's do one more. Good tune, No Arcade. Thank you for sending that in, mate. Appreciate everyone sending in their tracks. Also, that link there, that Discord link, you can actually join. I think you'll be able to get to the live stream channel, but the link only works for 24 hours. So I'm doing that so only the people watching this join, not random people that come and ruin our forum. Right, last tune. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hold on, this one says clip. What does that mean? 1 minute 36. Yay, that's a bit short, but let's do it. Let's do it anyway. Short and sweet. I do appreciate the clips, but let's try and keep tunes a little bit longer than 136 because it's hard to pass judgment. But TZ, I think you've got skills, mate. I've already said that, and I already want that other track from you for Golfat. The schedule this year is jam packed, which is amazing for us. We've been giving it a real push, but you know, there's room towards the end of the year and next year we can start. Let's keep this thing going. I want to get more and more tunes out there. We're getting some really good support from some of the top DJs in drum and bass. In terms of that track, I thought it was really, really nice. It's too short for me to give feedback on. There's a couple of technical things, but I really like the style you've got going on. Someone mentioned lo-fi hip-hop, and I thought that as well. I actually thought it wasn't going to be a drum and bass tune when the intro came in, and I really like that style. I love that style. And I want to be able to make tunes like that. I love a bit of lo-fi. Them lo-fi hip-hop loops, that is what I often listen to when I'm working. I'll just have it on in the background for hours on end. There's some good playlists with that shit in. Oh, this is a remix. I only just realised it's a remix. Behind the Clouds and Summer, Sleepless Without You, TZ remix. So is this an official remix? Right. Someone mentioned if I wanted to have a dabble and doing some producing, what software would you recommend for a beginner? That is a good question. I don't know. I think they're all pretty much the same in truth. Everyone here uses different software. I use Cubase, which I know most people use Ableton these days. But Yeah, that's Mr. Porter just said Reaper. If you are on a budget and you want to try a very good door, Reaper would be the way in. You can run that shit off a USB stick. It's amazing. But that's probably, the learning curve on Reaper is probably higher than the learning curve on Ableton, I would say, or Logic. Fruity Loops these days, I've heard good things. You know, lots of very good producers use that. It's not what it was 15 years ago. For those that remember Fruity Loops when it came out, that was a bit of a running joke. But these days, Fruity Loops Studio, I think it is actually really good. What else? Logic, yeah, Logic similar to Cubase. I don't know, because I've only ever used Cubase. I do use Ableton Live to do the kind of live stuff. You know, jamming tracks out, when I have done in the past, and I use it to do mixes, like studio mixes, because I'm not a DJ, which I find it really good for, better than Cubase in that instance. I hear lots of good things about Ableton. Part of me wants to maybe give it a go at some point, but you know, some of the best producers, I would say, use Cubase. So you know, just remember that. Tony Coleman uses Cubase. London Electricity. Urban Dawn uses Cubase. Bitwig. I forgot about Bitwig. Yes. Bitwig. DJ Zinc. He uses Bitwig. That looks really good. Studio One. That's a good entry. That's a good way in. Don't forget about Studio One. That is making moves. And that again, that's like £70-80, I think. Think about Cubase. It's like £500 or something stupid. They just price themselves out. But and you know, the more popular a software is, the more tutorials are online. So when you search up anything, you will always get an Ableton tutorial for anything. It could be anything. How to cook a steak. There's a fucking Ableton tutorial. Like, because so many people have Ableton, so you will find Ableton tutorials all over the place. Finding Cubase ones is difficult, so come to my YouTube channel because I'm starting to do some. If you're a Cubase user, yeah, Reaper. You don't even need the common license, well you should, but you can get the other license, which makes it a lot cheaper. All right, nice one. Thank you all for watching. Welcome to all the hospital crew. I know hospital shared this today, so thank you for joining us as well. If you want to get involved next week, I'm going to try and get a guest for next week. I don't know who yet. I'm going to ask a few big names and see if they'll do me a favour. That would be good. That would be really cool if we can get some top dogs in drum and bass. We had Hugh Hardie last week, which was amazing. Get on Discord. There's a link in this chat. It's valid for 24 hours. Send through your tunes. Feedback on TZ. Yeah, so... no, not at the moment because it's really short. I think work it out a bit. Make it like 4 or 5 minutes and then send it in again. But you've got a really nice vibe there. I think the drums need a little bit of work. Maybe the kick was too weighty, but I can't remember now. But there was a really nice vibe there, as I expect from you. So just work it a bit more. Keno. Yeah. Would you be interested in Keno? I'll ask Keno. He's a good lad. I reckon we could get him in. Okay, I'll drop Keno a message. He might be watching. Keno, if you're watching, come on, man. Join us. Join us on the dark side. I will ask Inmost. I'm going to ask London Electricity as well. You know, be interesting to get his input. So, yeah. All right, nice one. I'm going to say goodnight. Stay safe still. Don't be too quick to rush out there with this lockdown shit. Do you know what I mean? Don't all go rushing to the pub and that. Take your time. Let's try and slow the second wave. Take your time. I'm definitely going to take my time before I start venturing out too far. And I'm going to wear a mask and gloves and alcohol up. I think it's a bit crazy what's happening, but you know, whatever. This is about beats, not about COVID. Yeah, big love. Good night. Stay safe. If you've only just